Right, so we're up in one of the main bedrooms, and I've just brought up most of the stuff that I'm going to need up here. The old Economy 7 heater went in there, and this is one of the new rads, and it's very well packed. The brackets are protected by these plastic clips that just pull off, and in the pack you get the brackets, and looks like we've got two positions. You can either have it that far off the wall, or if you spin it round like that, then you would have it that far off the wall. It comes with the raw plugs and some decent, well, they look decent little bolts. You need a spanner or a socket on there, but it's got a pointy end, so that will go into the wood or whatever. In my case here, well, this is plasterboard straight into the loft space. This is a dormer bungalow, so it's it's not as straightforward as other installations. Oh, this won't focus again on this blank wall, but what I'm going to have to do, I think, to support the weight, because these really are quite heavy, is to just go into the loft and put some wood battens up against the plasterboard, at each end where the brackets are, and just screw straight into that to support the weight. If it's going onto brickwork, of course, that would be not a concern. A couple of things I thought I'd point out. It's been a few years since I fitted a radiator, and I sat there looking at those thinking, oh, God, I don't know what they're for, but of course they go into the mounting points. If I can do this with one hand, hang on. Yeah, there you go. They just go in there like that, top and bottom on each bracket, and that just stops any rattling and noises between the metal of the rad and the metal of the bracket. So yeah, good idea. Something else worth pointing out: the both ends and top and bottom of the rad are just sealed up with these little bungs that will just pop out. And if you look closely, there's a lot of paint left on this face here. Now if you look at the actual thing here that's going in there, you can see that it's got a rubber O-ring, so it's got to seal up against this face. So I think what we're going to do is, you can lift this end up like that and take it off, and I'm going to just use some emery just to remove that paint from there. Just looking at the thread in there, it doesn't look fantastic. I'll have a closer look with my glasses off. Yeah, it's interesting, it doesn't look like it's the finest thread ever made. But what we'll do at the bottom where the TRV and the lock shields go, we will use Ptfe tape and some Fernox. It's a sort of silicone non-setting sticky fluid. It's LTX or STX, I think they call it. But yeah, I quite like the idea of just cleaning that paint off, and then we're going to get a perfect seal with the O-ring at each end. So yeah, the other thing I think I'll do when I clean that out is afterwards I'm just going to fill these rads with water and blast all the dirt and muck out of each one as we go. So yeah, so the rads look, they're pretty good. They're certainly cheap enough, and hopefully they'll come on without any issues. Both ends come off like that. What else have we got? I'll just show you everything else that we're going to use. obviously we've got some insulation pipe there, we've got the TRVs, there's 3 radiators up here, the other 2 are over there, and as I said, we're going to, this rad is the end run, at the end of the run, sorry, so we will have, actually I'm going to see if I can get this camera on the tripod, because this has really been shaking around and probably isn't going to look very good. Alright, let's see if we can get this, yeah, so we've got the 22mm pipe there, and we are just going to go in the loft space through the wall with this. We've got the 22mm clips that clip it to the wood all the way along the line. This radiator is at the end of this upstairs section, so imagine on the other side of the plasterboard you'll have 2 runs of 22mm pipe and feed, return, whatever it is, and we've got some adapters on there to take it to 15mm, so it will go in the loft space into the 15mm, through the wall, and then into the radiator ends. So that should be fairly straightforward. Ptfe tape. Again, I've been reading up on this. I've used it over the years. I've never really thought what it's doing, and of course it's not acting as a sealant. It's actually acting as a lubricant. So you imagine when you're screwing the TRVs in, or the lock shields. This is going to be metal on metal, and it's much better if you wrap Ptfe tape around it, and about 10 turns seems to be the ideal, and that will help that screw in and you know, as far as it needs to go, and probably does have certain sealing capabilities as well, but I think it's mostly for lubricant. So yeah, if you look into the end of this lock shield, you can see, let me get it on camera, you can probably see that there is a hexagonal section there, so that is so you can do this up with a hexagonal key and before you put the rest in. But I'll definitely be using Ptfe on these threads. The best way is to start one thread in from the end. The last thing you want is anything getting into this pipe work, Ptfe, swarf, whatever it is. You do not want it entering the heating system. So start it off one thread back, and about, well, if you research this online, some people say 4, 6, 10, 15 winds of the Ptfe tape. I suspect years ago it was probably slightly thicker than this modern stuff, so the modern ones need more wrapped round. There is also the gas Ptfe tape, and that's actually a lot thicker. Not quite found out why that's the case yet, but I won't be making the gas connections. Obviously you need a gas safe engineer to do that, but I thought we'd have the gas Ptfe tape here ready in case they turn up without it. I'm sure they wouldn't, but you never know. So that's that. We've obviously got all of the inserts for the 10mm and 15mm, sorry, 10mm, let's start this again, 15mm and 22mm pipes. You must have an insert in each bit of pipe. We've obviously got 22 elbows, so once this radiator is done, the pipe work will run along the room on the other side in the loft space, go round the corner with one of these into along the back of the ensuite, and then it will go into a 22 to 15, and once again we will have the 15mm pipe coming through the wall at whatever angle, and then straight into the radiator valves. Another must-have is this pipe cutter. plastic pipe cutter, that is. Do not be trying this with you know, a hacksaw. You do not want any rough edges on the pipe. You can get swarf into the heating system, and also the O-rings that are fitted inside all of these fittings in theory could be just scratched or cut slightly if you push a rough pipe into the fittings. So yeah, that's it really. As I said, you know, that's going to be the other end of, so that comes through the wall to the radiator like that, and that will allow us to angle it, you know, any way that we want. Yeah, so that's about it really. That is the pipe insulation that I talked about on the last video. This was 13mm thickness, obviously for 22mm pipe. I'm not going to bother with the 15mm, that's coming straight through the wall into the heated room, so I don't think we need to insulate that. But we will fit this all along the 22mm pipe. At the bends, you just need to cut this, you know, at a 45-degree angle, and then cut another length at another 45-degree angle, and then you know, just push them together. And you can buy special adhesive that you would put on the two 45-degree faces and then push them together, and that will actually seal that and bond them together. So that's something we haven't got at the moment, but I will be getting some of that. And I guess some people might want to put a bit of tape around these, or cable ties, but I don't think it's going to be necessary in our situation. Probably the only place you might want to do that, if you don't glue these together, is you know, around the T's and corners. So yeah, that's about it really. I've ordered some radiator foil that we will put on to the plasterboard there. It's 500mm deep, and I think the roll was 5 meters, so I think I've bought three or four. I think it was 4 packs, can't remember now. I did that earlier on this morning. So yeah, nothing much else to say about that. I'll report back when we start to fit these. As I said, I think it's important that you clean these surfaces off really carefully of this paint, and then take the radiator down into the garden, leave the bottom bungs in, fill the radiator up, and then pull one of the bungs out and, you know, shake the rad around a bit over, you know, make sure it's on something soft to protect it, and give it a good flush out before you actually get to fit it in place. So yeah, just a quick update on that, and we'll be back probably next week now when the silver backing foil arrives. You can fit it afterwards, but I thought, you know, whilst the rads are off, might as well fit it on the wall and do it that way. It's probably going to be easier and neater. Don't think they come with enough of the double-sided tape. You're supposed to just put you know, a little piece in each corner of the area, but that's going to peel off pretty quick, so I'll probably get some other tape as well, and use more of it to hold it in place. So yeah, okay, hope that was useful to somebody, and I'll update you next week now. Thanks for watching.